CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Ian is off this week. One man is facing a second-degree murder charge following a death in Kirkland Lake Friday evening. Provincial police say paramedics were called in to assist District of Timiskaming Social Services with a person who had suffered serious injuries. The person later died in hospital. A 44-year-old man from Kirkland Lake is still in custody. Police are not releasing the victim's identity at this time. The Timmins Fire Department responded to a blaze at a local dump yesterday. Crews were dispatched Sunday evening to Deloro landfill after reports of black smoke that was visible. According to the fire department, tankers from 4 stations were needed to put out the blaze, and waste operators assisted in suppression efforts with heavy equipment. The deputy fire chief says landfill fires have too many possibilities to confirm a cause. Provincial police are asking the public for help after 40 pieces of pressure-treated wood were stolen from a business in St. Charles earlier this month. West Nipissing OPP say the incident occurred during the evening of May 7th. Police say they want to speak to the owner of this dark-colored Dodge pickup truck. Investigators say the vehicle was seen heading north on Highway 535 that evening and again near midnight on May 19th. Anyone with information is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Greater Sudbury's Finance and Administration Committee has approved $500,000 for the Greater Sudbury Police Service to sponsor a dedicated speed enforcement initiative. CTV's Lindsay Alick tells us more.
Since saying goodbye to the automated speed enforcement program, the city has received approximately $2.7 million from the province to be used for traffic calming measures.
There was 41 streets slated for traffic calming. Looks like we'll be able to do most of all of them. Plus with the police enforcement, plus with the drop in the speed limit, hopefully, we'll get people to slow down and be safe when you go out on the road.
While officials with Greater Sudbury Police Service say an operational plan still has to be approved by the board, this funding will allow officers to focus on high traffic and high complaint areas in the community.
It will be targeted enforcement by officers already employed, so there will not be any net new hires. However, these officers will be brought in to conduct traffic enforcement solely, so they won't be taking calls for service. Their tour duty will be allocated to traffic enforcement, whether it be speeding, school zones, distracted driving, any of the top complaints related to road safety in our community.
The funding follows the recent announcement on the permanent implementation of a 40-kilometer-per-hour speed limit on all residential streets in the city.
We can't speed bump and sign our way out of this problem. We need the police to be out there and be seen and remind people that they need to slow down and stop at red lights and things like that.
It's unclear as to when the funding will be rolled out. However, Dunn says the amount of officers and how often they will be able to allocate resources based on funding should be unveiled at the Police Services Board meeting on June 17th. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
The Anishinaabe Police Service has launched a new public awareness campaign aimed at shining a light on a hidden form of abuse. The initiative focuses on coercive control, a strategy used by abusers to dominate, isolate, and manipulate their partners. Police say warning signs include an abuser monitoring a partner's location, cutting them off from family, or dictating finances. APS says these controlling behaviors are major red flags for severe escalation, and the campaign was prompted by a concern over recent calls involving life-threatening assaults.
Really significant concerns that was identified to all the officers and community members was an increase in strangulation calls where there was a form of. And what we know from history is that when there is strangulation, there is a very high risk. It increases the risk of loss of life and serious bodily harm. So that's concerning.
As part of the campaign, the APS webpage on domestic violence has been updated with new tools to help individuals recognize the warning signs. With the new Steve O'Michel Sports Complex nearing completion, North Bay City Council will need to decide what to do with the Sam Jacks Recreation Complex in West Ferris. A report heading to Council Tuesday outlines the Sam Jacks Complex has been maintained for the last 10 years as a temporary solution until the new twin pad facility was built. Both a commission study by the city and the Recreational Facilities Master Plan say 6 ice pads are not needed in the community. The report is recommending demolishing the facility, but presents options to do building conditions assessment or a less intensive study into the economic benefits of converting the building into some other public use space. With the rising cost of groceries in Canada, could growing your produce be the answer? CTV's Angela Gemmell digs into the story.
Canadians continue to avoid purchasing U.S. products, including produce. One food trend expert says that's making vegetables more expensive to buy as grocery store chains import from other countries.
Because energy is more expensive, so to move these products around, it's costing more. So that's why that section is highly vulnerable to geopolitics.
That has many Canadians looking to grow their own vegetables.
We have folks in the city who maybe they have a patio and they're still, making use of the space they have if they're interested in gardening, or folks, on acreage who were like, I want to convert a bit of space to produce a bit of my own food.
Jenny Fortier owns Northern Wildflowers, a plant and vegetable seed supplier. She says there's been increased interest, particularly for vegetable seeds. Even when growing their own produce, gardeners are asking about where the seeds are from, wanting to buy Canadian.
Customers are really thinking about, is it from here? Is it grown here and or processed here? How much of that supply chain is actually happening here? So customers are really, really aware of that, a lot more than they've been since I started in this space.
Charlebois warns it's hard to keep up a thriving produce garden and it's costly to get started.
But if you're committed to gardening, you will eventually amortize all the expenses that you made at the beginning, and it will actually be it will be financially interesting later on after a few years.
Charlebois' advice for those who want to try gardening without forking over a lot of money is to start within a community garden and make friends, since gardens tend to overproduce. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
There was a public training session in Sudbury tonight to help combat the ongoing toxic drug crisis. Hosted by the Impact 7010 Rotary Club and led by the Go Give Project, it is part of a broader effort by Rotary Clubs to bring life-saving training to communities across the Northeast. The event featured speeches from a local author and an individual with lived experience. Participants learned how to recognize an overdose, ask questions, and received hands-on Naloxone training.
So the goal of tonight is to, hopefully educate our fellow members of community on, the things that we see in our community as far as substance use and toxic drug poisonings go. We're also hosting a Naloxone training session so that we can equip as many people as possible with the life-saving tool in hopes that we can reach more people with more access.
Ali says there are plans to host additional training sessions in the future. Tens of thousands of children go missing in Canada every year. Today, on National Missing Children's Day, advocates are calling on the public to help bring them home. According to data shared by the OPP, children accounted for 48% of all missing persons cases in Canada in 2025. The Canadian Centre for Child Protection says May 25th serves to honor every child who has gone missing over the decades. Advocates emphasize this is a national issue that transcends all demographics.
This is something that is every community's concern. Everybody should be, aware of the situations that are happening and keeping their eyes and ears open. So spread awareness, and also just to take some time to also reflect on families who are navigating impossibly devastating circumstances as they are looking for their children.
Lane is encouraging community members to check online missing children databases to see if they recognize any faces or can provide any information. It's time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast. But for now, a look at the current conditions around the region. Mainly cloudy skies out there, some clear skies though. Clear skies in Sudbury, we're sitting at 11 degrees, 12 degrees in Parry Sound, 17 in Chapleau, still quite mild out there. Tomorrow, pretty nice day. We're gonna have that with the full forecast coming up next.
We survived the weekend. A little bit of sun, a little bit of cloud, and some rain, of course, overnight. We've got more rain in the forecast. This system moving through the northeast overnight. Risk of thunderstorms, as you are about to see, and more again. But we will have some warmer weather and some sunny skies in our forecast, as you are about to see. How about Sudbury Nickel Belt now? Chance of showers overnight, 25 degrees. 28 with the humidex for tomorrow. Wednesday, Thursday, sunny skies, 22 and 23, a shade warmer with the humidex. Friday, chance of showers at 60%, 21 again Saturday and Sunday, sunny skies in the northeast. You'll like this one in Sault Ste. Marie. Risk of a thunderstorm, chance of showers overnight. 18 degrees your high. Then take a look at this streak of sunshine. 5 consecutive days, all at 21. Kind of looks like a poker hand here. Sunny skies Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What more can I add to that beautiful forecast? Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, showers off and on tomorrow, 23, 18 Wednesday, cloud cover Thursday, sunny skies 21. Chance of showers Friday at 21 as well. Saturday and Sunday shaping up to be nice, real nice at 20. Sun and cloud both days, and just a shade ahead of your normal for this time of the year, which is around 19. We're talking about Timiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake now. Chance of showers, risk of a thunderstorm tomorrow, 25 your expected high. One of those muggy days. Wednesday we've got sun and cloud. Thursday sun and cloud, 19 and 21. Your temperatures, chance of showers on Friday at 20, but it does get better. We've got Saturday and Sunday conditions with sun and cloud weather and 20 degrees for both days, a lot like Timmins. And again, that's pretty well normal for this time of the year. So the temperatures are certainly starting to improve compared to what we experienced last week in the northeast. Let's have a look now and see what's happening with North Bay and West Nipissing. Chance of showers tomorrow, 24. That chance at 30%. Wednesday, sunny skies 21, 22 Thursday, sun and cloud. A better chance here at 60% chance of showers Friday at 20, 19 and 20 Saturday and Sunday, sun and cloud and sunny skies. Almost hitting the normal for this time of the year. So Amanda, the weather off and on, a little bit of rain, but more sunshine and the temperatures real nice. Back to you.
I like that. Thanks for that, Rick. Sault Ste. Marie Mayor Matthew Shoemaker is calling on the province to support the city's Power Action Center to help laid off Algoma Steel workers. The center supports workers transitioning to new jobs, which Shoemaker says needs financial support. 1,000 workers were laid off in March when Algoma Steel moved to its electric arc furnace. The mayor, in a letter to the province, cites the growing need for skilled trades workers and the value of manufacturing jobs to the region's GDP, and notes these workers would need little training to move into other trades. The letter didn't say how much financial support is being requested. The province did provide an initial investment of $1 million for the center. The Northern Tornadoes Project has completed surveys into the damage in Mattawa and the Huntsville area 1 week ago following a series of wicked storms. Officials with NTP say that 4 separate downbursts occurred. The first downburst in Mattawa had estimated wind speeds of 115 kilometers per hour. To read more on the story and the update, head to our website, ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. A priority project for Sault City Hall was heard once again by both provincial and federal officials, with reassuring words from both Doug Ford and Melanie Joly while visiting the Sault Friday. A deep-sea port has been a priority project for Sault Mayor Matthew Shoemaker, aiming to add jobs and strengthen industry ties from the city and beyond. Shoemaker had hopes the port of Sault Ste. Marie could be deemed a project of national significance when the Prime Minister outlined parameters for the infrastructure funding.
We're really interested by the project, but of course we want to be able to work with the province. We know that Sault Ste. Marie right now is and has always been strategically located. We want also to be able to diversify the economy here, and we know that we can reinforce the steel sector and at the same time be aware of different projects, including transport ones.
I think that would be a fantastic project. We'll sit down with the mayor, discuss it. We'll sit down with the minister right beside me, because they have more money than we do. But we'd be very, very interested in investing in it as long as the feds come on board.
In September, the city signed an agreement with the Hamilton-Oshawa Port Authority to work towards a business plan and infrastructure strategy. The popular mini train on North Bay's waterfront is getting a facelift. A new train station is going to be built and ready to go in spring 2028. CTV's Eric Tashner has the story.
For years, the Heritage Train and Carousel have been delighting riders, young and old.
It makes you smile. It makes you smile. It makes you happy on it. Joy, and it spreads to us, and we try to spread the joy to them as well.
A new $1 million platform will be constructed along the train loop, called the Redpath Mining Heritage Train Station. Half of the project's projected cost is covered through donations, including one from the Rotary Club of North Bay. The upgraded station will be for administration, tickets, souvenirs, kiosks, and one section will try and replicate an old train station.
We were able to get some church pews from the Anglican Church in Temagami, which was deconcentrated back last year.
In 1994, the Heritage Railway Company opened, purchasing a steam and diesel engine along with 2 coaches. Fast forward to today, 3 trains run alongside 2 nearby carousels that attract thousands of families each year.
What we call the third generation families. Kids who were first rode it in 94, 95 are now parents, or even pushing grandparents, and they've got their kids or grandkids.
Construction of the new rail station is set to start fall 2027, with it complete in time for Victoria Day launch in 2028, giving this over 30-year-old waterfront attraction a new facelift. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
National Accessibility Week runs May 31st to June 6th, but Sudbury is kicking the week off early. CTV's Madison Merrier reports.
Accessibility isn't just for people with disabilities, it's for everybody. The mom with a stroller can get in a building that has a ramp.
Today marked the start of National Accessibility Week in Sudbury.
All those hidden voices are now coming out. So when they see these events, when people with disabilities that have been hidden see these events and go, I have a voice too, it makes them come up. And then we learn and we grow. We don't grow unless we're learning.
It's important that we recognize national accessibility in the city of Greater Sudbury. We know we have a lot of more work to be done. However, we've accomplished a lot as well. So it's about celebrating where we're at, recognizing that inclusion is part of our everyday life and that we have to make it even more at the forefront.
The remainder of the week includes a bake sale, a walk, wheel, and ride-a-thon, among other activities happening throughout the city.
Once we start celebrating something, you see the community get more involved, and it opens their eyes to some of the challenges that people face with disabilities.
According to Gray, 37,000 people identify as having a disability in Sudbury, and there are still barriers to accessibility.
Accessibility needs, inclusion, diversity, equity. It's just our way of giving back to the community, because right around me every single day I'm surrounded by experts.
I'd like for the future to become truly universally accessible for everyone of all sorts of disabilities, whether it's physical, neurological, you name it. Try to include us all if you want us as customers or new buyers and so forth.
The week intends to highlight inclusion and to raise awareness about accessibility and create a more accessible path forward.
Ask yourself, who are we leaving out and how can we invite them in?
Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Sault Ste. Marie is overhauling its transit routes next month. Starting June 7th, the city will launch Sault Loops, a newly redesigned transit route aimed at improving stop frequency, reliability, and overall rider experience. According to the city, there will be 4 new routes added to the transit schedule, including routes in the east and west ends of the city. The full routes and schedules are available on the city's website. If you get a parking ticket or any kind of traffic ticket, it's good to deal with it right away. If you don't, it could come back to haunt you later. The City of Toronto is digging through its vault, finding old parking tickets, and it wants drivers to pay up. CTV's Pat Foran has details.
I don't even remember what I was doing 30 years ago, let alone dealing with tickets.
Jeff Clendenning of the Georgetown area says last month he discovered his driver's license had been suspended. He first thought there may have been fraudulent activity, but he discovered it was due to a parking ticket from the 1990s.
And the ticket was from 1996. So it's a 30-year-old ticket. And surprisingly, it was on there, and it's for $32.75.
When he contacted Service Ontario, they had no record of the infraction. Finally, he tracked it down to a parking ticket in Toronto that had been partially paid. But due to the outstanding balance, his license was suspended. He feels he should have got a warning first.
I was shocked that I didn't get in that first letter, hey, you've got this outstanding fee. You've got 15 days to resolve this issue. Otherwise, we're going to suspend your license.
He paid the parking ticket, but to get his license back, he also had to pay a driver's license reinstatement fee of $281. Something else he felt was unfair.
That could be someone's car payment. That could be someone's, that could be their food.
Ontario's Ministry of Transportation told CTV News unpaid fines do not expire. If a ticket remains unpaid, it can lead to plate denial or a driver's license suspension. To reinstate a suspended license, individuals must pay the outstanding fine and penalties as well as a reinstatement fee. Toronto is actively going after unpaid parking tickets, which could amount to tens of millions of dollars. Clendenning says they should use a different process than having driver's licenses suspended.
It certainly has an appearance of using a very, very powerful tool of removing someone's license to collect a very, very old and outstanding fee.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News, a northern playground gets a surprise visitor. Sports for Kids Timmins is celebrating a major milestone. The charity assists children from low-income families participate in organized sports in the city. Officials say the program continues to grow and covers registration fees for a wide range of sports, including hockey, soccer, swimming, gymnastics, martial arts, cricket, and more. Since 2002, it's raised more than $1 million to help 3,650 children. The group now partners with over 36 local organizations.
Well, it signifies, number one, that the community and the businesses of Timmins have supported us. That's where the funds come, and that there's a need. Every child, no matter what the income of the family, should have the right to play an organized sport. Sport has been proven to provide so many life skills in a child. And so we are here to help those in need, to ensure that they have that opportunity.
A Welcome to Sports night took place earlier this evening to give families a chance to try different sports for free and learn about programs available in the community. A brand new tradition is coming to Manitoulin Island this weekend as local firefighters prepare to push themselves to the absolute limit. Final preparations are underway for the first ever Manitoulin Island Firefighter Challenge. The event will see first responders from across the north compete in full gear through 5 grueling events, including timed obstacles and real-world rescue scenarios. The public is welcome to attend, and organizers are asking visitors to bring a non-perishable item for the local food bank.
Firefighter safety is important, and you want to be able to muscle memory do what you need to do to get out of a bad situation. You want to do what you need to do to rescue a fallen firefighter or a victim for that matter. It can be a victim or a firefighter that you're rescuing. Camaraderie is really big, building a team rapport.
Challenge runs this Saturday, May 30th from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Gore Bay Arena. And finally for us tonight, a Sault Ste. Marie playground had a very unusual visitor today. Keegan McAllister got this shot of a black bear climbing up a playground structure and safely sliding down the slide. The bear then sauntered back into the bush. I'd say that was a perfect 10 for the landing. And that takes us to the end of our newscast this Monday night. Thanks for watching. Good night.